know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? Oh, what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh yeah, everybody, welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we're talking about all your favorite TV series from yesteryear. Oh yeah, and then we discuss it over a glass of morning coffee. And I'm your boy Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here as always by my lady in pink, Kat Halstead, the author.
Hello. Oh, still got that little cough going. Damn plague.
What is this? We're recording another episode in less than a week? What is this, 2019?
No, it's 2020.
Welcome back, Kotter. Welcome back to the round table.
We're on a roll.
We're here to discuss a jovial amount of television and other shenanigans that have been going on in our lives, and/or...
It's been a week.
Yeah, so what you been up to? What you been up to in the last week? You're done with your illness, or is it still kind of lingering? Like the cranberries. Do you have to let it linger?
Okay. So, my throat is still a little sore.
Ooh.
But I'm just like, I feel like there's nothing I can do at this point. I just gotta let it be and just eventually my throat won't be sore one day.
You gotta ride that train like you're Casey Jones.
Like the illness that sticks around forever.
That's winter for you.
But I spent most of the week at work.
Ooh, welcome back to work. You're back in the working girl world. You got your Sigourney Weaver blazer with the tall shoulder pads, doing business stuff.
I don't wear a blazer. I wear a goddamn cardigan. I wear a nice gray, like, long cardigan that I love. Actually, like, just last night I was telling my boyfriend it's my favorite piece of clothing.
Oh, your work cardigan?
Yes, I love it. I love it. It's like, I just love that cardigan.
You're just a love fool over there for your cardigan.
Now, it's been a crazy week at work. Like, the other night, my boss had to break up a fight on the floor.
Staff getting in trouble.
And then nobody knows when we're working. It's crazy. Wild
stuff at your survey place. Oh, God.
What?
That's all I gotta say is, oh, God. You know what? I think we need a picture of Kat Halstead on her Instagram in her workplace cardigan. The internet is dying to see it. Break the web, girl.
Maybe.
Follow us at a very special podcast on Instagram. Maybe we'll put it up there by the time this episode drops. She'll be wearing her work makeup. I've seen pics of your work makeup. You got lipstick on. You got the lip balm. Look at how hot.
Lip oil.
Ooh, oil, yeah.
I actually use lip oil.
Grrr.
And it's pomegranate flavor scent. Not really flavor, but scented.
Ooh, yeah, you're over there putting the super fruits on your lips, on your hot lips hula hands. Wild times. Wild times in Colorado Springs.
Wild, wild, wild.
All right, what are we doing today? What the fuck? What classic television series are we dipping our toes into for the first time? Ooh, yeah.
We are dipping our toes into a 1970s classic.
Hey.
Now, it might not have won awards, but it did give the world a few gems like Up Your Nose with a Rubber Hose.
Yeah. Oof.
And of course, it gave us John Travolta.
Ooh, I don't know if that's a win now. So. They can keep John Travolta.
Listen, I have a special place in my heart for his classic movies, such as Look Who's Talking, Look Who's Talking 2.
What about Look Who's Talking Now?
Listen, the dogs are just not as cute as the baby.
Okay, I'll give that to you. I'll give it to you. The dog's not as cute as PB on the Potty and Mr. Toilet Man, whatever his name is, the demonic toilet.
Yeah, oh my. Dude, I gotta watch those movies. It's been so long since I watched those. Where the hell can I watch those bitches?
I wonder if they hold up. Do you think they hold? Because I literally haven't seen either of those movies since I was probably like 10 years old. So I don't know. Where do you think those will fit?
I don't know.
Do you think we'll just watch these today and just be like, I liked this shit when I was fucking a child?
I don't know. You know what I want? Okay, so the other night, because the boyfriend and I finished our Frasier binge, I was like, shit, what the hell am I going to watch now? And I go on Netflix, and I decide, I'm just going to put on Police Academy 4. I'm like, it's probably going to be, like, hard to watch.
Not even the original.
I really want, like, Citizens, it was, like, kind of my favorite when I was a kid, for some reason. I don't know. But I put it on, and you know what? It was a fucking fun movie to watch. I sat there laughing and smiling. It was enjoyable to watch.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. Color me intrigued. I need to know more. You know what?
I mean, you get young David Spade.
Long blonde hair.
You get Steve Guttenberg.
Always a star.
You get Tony Hawk doing skateboard stunts. Like, it was so funny. I said to my boyfriend.
What?
Yeah. I said to my boyfriend, I'm like, you want to bet that one of these, like, skateboarders, because they would never show the faces, I'm like, you want to bet one of them is Tony Hawk? He's like, you think? I'm like, oh, yeah. Totally. This is totally like young Tony Hawk, professional skateboarder, like started the era. And then like I'm watching the credits and guess who like the last skateboarder listed is? Tony freaking Hawk.
Yeah, I feel like in the 80s, 90s, even 2000s, earlys, anytime they had to have like a skateboard double in a movie, they just fucking went to Tony Hawk. They're like, you know what? We know this young guy. We know this hot, young up-and-comer. He's good on the board. He can do a kickflip. He can ollie. He can do a nose grind. So I was like, get that young, hot dude from, I don't know, Manhattan Beach, somewhere in California. I feel like he's a
whatever
SoCal dude. He's got that nice tan skin.
I don't know, honestly. In all honesty, I know almost nothing about Tony Hawk.
You don't even know that he has like a...
Except that he's a famous skateboarder.
He has a wildly successful run of video games, and I think a show on MTV at one point, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a thing for a while.
Probably. Oh, and also, okay, so they had these, like, insane stunts that they did in this movie. Like, there's jumping from hot airplanes and hot air balloons, and none of it is CGI.
Whoa.
It was like, I was like, yeah, I'm like, fuck, this is fucking amazing shit. Like, I was actually, like, really blown away by just, like, everything in Police Academy. Like, it was, like, I'm sitting here feeling really embarrassed, but, like, go watch it, and you're gonna be like, holy fuck. Like, you got Sharon Stone flying a plane, you got Bobcat Goldthwait, and, the other guy, the Sweet Chuck guy, like, climbing on plane. Like, it's fucking fun. They're jumping from hot air balloons, and it's insane.
Wow. Should I just stop recording right now, go watch Police Academy 4, we come back in like an hour and a half and just talk about that instead of whatever the fuck we were originally supposed to talk about. We never even said the name of it, I don't think. Did we? Did we drop the name of the show?
Oh, Welcome Back, Kotter.
Oh, yeah. Who cares? Who cares about Welcome Back, Kotter? Let's watch Police Academy 4. What is this? Mission to Miami?
Dude, I think we should put it on the list.
Yeah, add it to the list, Kat. What's the subtitle of Lethal Weapon? Not Lethal Weapon 4.
Citizens on Patrol.
Oh, Citizens on Patrol. I'm just gonna throw this out there. I don't think I've seen this one. I've seen the first one. I know I've seen Police Academy 2. I saw the cartoon, and I saw the one where they go to Moscow.
That's Police Academy 5.
Maybe the Miami one. Is there a Miami one? I feel like there's a Miami one.
I think so.
I feel like that was
I think that's 3.
Yeah. I don't know, but Citizens on...
I don't know.
Citizens on Patrol, is that what you called it? Is that what you said it was?
Yeah.
Is that like the Citizen Kane of Police Academy movies, you think? You think that's like the gold standard?
Fuck. You know what I'm gonna end up fucking doing today? Is watching all the Police Academy movies off Netflix.
Oh, God. And they're problematic in 2020 lines.
Oh, man.
We'll parking lot, Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol. We'll come back in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
When we have Night at the Movies. We do a movie night here at the pod. And, we're popping our popcorn and watching Sharon Stone fly a plane. And the guy who makes sound effect noises with his mouth. We'll watch. I don't know. We'll just do that guy for an hour.
Michael Winslow.
Yeah, Michael Winslow. Call us, tweet us at Very Podcast, and tell us what it was like watching Sharon Stone fly a plane. Move over, Tom Cruise. That's all I gotta say. Sharon Stone's in town. This is like before she showed her
Seriously.
her private parts on Basic Instinct too. This is probably like one of her like early roles for her, right?
Yeah, it is.
We weren't quite intimate with Sharon Stone yet. We didn't see her lady parts.
No.
Ooh, what a wild time to be alive. Pre-Basic Instinct America.
Yes.
Changed the world. Changed the world. It's like, there's those like great moments in history. It's like, the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It's America wins World War II. Sharon Stone shows her private parts on Basic Instinct.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back, Kotter. You know it, you love it. Maybe you don't know it at all. It was a show that was on in the 70s. Gabe Kaplan, I guess a popular comedian at the time, right? He was kind of an up-and-comer.
Yeah, he was a stand-up comic who was pretty popular. And he developed this show with ABC where he played a teacher who went back to his old high school and ended up teaching the class he was once part of, which was the remedial students.
Yeah, the sweat hogs.
Ooh, let me tell you, that it was now in 2020, just like hearing the way the vice principal talks about the remedial students is like, ooh, really hard.
Mr. Woodman, is that his name?
Yeah.
The guy that just busts in the class every couple of minutes.
It was hard.
Not a friend.
No.
Not a gal pal, Mr. Woodman. Not a boy toy. All right, hold on.
Okay.
I think before we get into who Mr. Kotter is, I think we should go through the sweat hogs one by one and just kind of paint the picture for our millennial friends out there. So the sweat hogs,
Okay.
they're kind of your quote unquote, I don't want to say losers because, they're not really losers. They're kind of cool, actually.
My theory about all the sweat hogs is that they have learning disabilities. But it's like before people really started properly diagnosing that stuff. Like today they would all be like doped up with Ritalin or whatever, Like back then, no. Like I'm sure my guess is a couple of them have like ADHD, maybe some dyslexia. You know what I mean?
They're considered the cool kids of the school, right? They're kind of like king of the cool kids. That's like the impression that I always got watching the show growing up. And I was trying to figure this out today when I was watching it, and I was just couldn't grasp it.
Sort of. Like, you got Vinnie Barbarino, who is played by John Travolta. And then you have Freddie Boom Boom Washington. Oh my god, what's the name of the actor that plays him? I'm blanking right now. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. And I would say that Vinny and Freddie are definitely, like, popular guys.
Oh, for sure, because, Freddie Boom Boom Washington he's athletic. He's good at basketball.
Yeah, he's, like, the star basketball player. Vinny's, like, that really good-looking Italian guy who, yeah.
He's considered the resident heartthrob, I believe, of the sweat hogs. Like he's the one who probably gets laid the most.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I gathered. I mean, I'm sure Boom Boom Washington gets a fair share of the ladies too, but you know what? Mm-hmm. He's probably second fiddle to Vinnie Barbarino. Let's be real, because I don't know, that long feathery hair.
Yes. Then you have Juan Epstein.
Just wanted to run my hands through it.
You have Juan Epstein, played by Robert Higgies, I think is how you pronounce the last name.
Sure, it's spelled funny. He's the fiercely proud Puerto Rican Jew, right?
Yeah, so he's like that guy who is probably not as popular as Vinny and Freddie. Like, there's nothing that really stands out, but he's not like a total sketchball. Like, you know what I mean?
I always gathered that he was like the muscle of the group. If they ever got into a scuffle.
Yeah, like he's kind of like the muscle, but he's not like it's more like he looks like he's the muscle, but he probably they really aren't doing it.
Yeah, he has like a,
you know what I mean?
He has like a bulkiness to him.
The best way to think about it is these guys are all, there's a perception about them all, but that's not really who they are.
That is true. That is true.
Like, especially in high school, like, oh, Juan looks like he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. Vinny looks like the kind of guy who your mother's not going to want you to go out with. And then we have my favorite sweat hog.
Oh, Dreamboat. Dreamboat.
The one, the only HORSHACK, played by Ron Polio.
Oh, God. HORSHACK.
He's like the nerdy one of the group.
But he's the best. He's the fucking best. Arnold HORSHACK, he's the class clown.
I love HORSHACK.
Class clown. He's the resident oddball.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like, he wheezes, he laughs, he makes funny noises. He's just all around a great guy. Just a great guy. But hold on.
Based on perception, would you really see a guy like Vinny, a guy like Freddie, and a guy like Juan really hanging out with a guy like HORSHACK?
Only because I've gone through high school and I've just been part of like weird cliques. I'm gonna say yes. But
I mean,
on television, this is like the golden motley crew of people, though. Let's be real.
But like at the end of the day, they're like these four guys who are like the best of friends.
They're joined at the hip.
You know?
So they probably are never away from each other. They probably just like hang out. They probably hang out at like someone's house all night and just like crash in someone's room.
Like they're always like, these guys make each other better.
Yeah. They you know what? Like individually, I'm sure they would just struggle, but together they thrive. I feel like they thrive off each other's energy. They're like the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
They're the Power Rangers of 1970s Brooklyn. Ooh, hold on.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna write a fan fiction. It's gonna be a Power Rangers reboot and a Welcome Back Kotter reboot, where it's fucking the Welcome Back Kotter with the sweat hogs of the Power Rangers, and we'll just have like the fun wraparounds. You know what? I feel like you could do too.
Yeah.
I feel like you could piece together episodes of Welcome Back Kotter and Power Rangers, like the way that the episodes are like piecemeal together from like Japan, and just I don't know. I feel like we could get it to work in a way. I feel like we could get it to work.
It probably could.
If I watch enough episodes of Welcome Back Kotter and Power Rangers, like over a course of like a month, I could probably create some plot that would make sense on Power Rangers using Welcome Back Kotter kids. So hold on.
Probably.
2020 project. Welcome Back Kotter Rangers. Get ready.
Oh my god. All
I have to say is Mastodon.
Oh my god. He just held up like a stuffed Power Ranger.
Oh, I have the whole crew, girl. I have the whole crew. All right.
Oh my gosh.
If you... All right, we're not going to play Fuck, Marry, Kill, but we're going to play Marry.
Oh, thank god.
We're just going to play Marry, Sweat Hogs Edition. You have to marry one of the Sweat Hogs. You have to be with them forever. You have to take care of them when they're sick. You have to make them soup, chicken noodle soup, or vegetable soup if they're a vegan. Who are you going to spend the rest of your days with, Cat Halstead, the author?
Vinny Barbarino.
Ooh, I like it. But you don't feel like you'd end up being his mother? I feel like if you bring Vinny home after a while, you'll just end up being his mother.
No, because I think he's the kind of guy who would actually like be really... I don't know. I just think he's a really total sweetheart. I don't think you'd just end up being his mother. I feel like that's who you'd be with Juan. You know?
Yeah.
Because Juan is probably looking more for a mother figure than Vinny Barbarino is.
Hey, you may be right. I don't know. I just kind of get this impression from Vinny Barbarino that he just wants to be. I don't know. Do we know his like family history? Like, does he have a mom? Is she like in the picture?
He does have a mom. They don't like. There's a point where he moves out because it's not like the best family relationship, but like his parents at least know who he is. Like Juan's mother only knows him as like number 6 or something out of the 8 kids.
Poor Juan. All right, my pick.
Do
you know who I'm going to take home and spend the rest of my days with?
Who?
Boom Boom Washington, Freddie Washington. Oh yeah, him and I are going to have some fun. We're going to go on a sexy honeymoon. We're going to go to the Caribbean. We're going to go snorkeling with sea turtles. We're going to have a great time. And can't wait. I'll send you the save the date magnet, so get ready.
You've put a lot of thought into this.
What was that? What was that, Cat said?
You put a lot of thought into this.
I sure did, girl. I sure did. So get ready. Get ready. We're going to go to the little Chapel of Love in Vegas and get married at the same place that Britney Spears and Jason Alexander, was that his name?
Yes, it was, shockingly enough.
R.I.P. R.I.P. that marriage. R.I.P. that marriage. That's all I got to say. But you know what? If they never got separated, then we never would have gotten Kevin Federline. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay, Fed.
Chaotic with Brittany and Kevin. Mondays on UPN in 2005.
You know, I never even watched that show. I never watched it.
I didn't either. But a part of me kind of wants to go back and find it and watch it today. I feel like it'd be great, like, fodder for the podcast.
It's quite possible it's on YouTube.
Oh, for sure. It's totally on fucking YouTube. But you know what? I could see Amazon Prime putting it on there for some weird reason, because they always like kind of throw some weird, like, out of left field shit on there sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that weird Ryan Reynolds sitcom, like that Canadian sitcom from the early 90s. That's like, was kind of like Canadian Saved by the Bell.
It wasn't a sitcom, it was a soap opera, 15.
I don't know. I watched an episode of it, and it
was a soap opera.
I could not get through it. It was just very difficult to watch. Extremely difficult to watch.
Yeah, I know. And you know what's sad is, like, when I was a kid, I ate that shit up.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember, like, about, like, 3 or 4 years ago, some, like, random guy emailed us that he was running some weird, like, up-and-coming streaming network platform, and he wanted us to interview him.
Yeah.
And, like, one of the shows that was on the platform was that Ryan Reynolds show.
Yeah.
And we were, like, so excited about the prospect, and then we realized we had to interview somebody. We're like, no, we're not doing this. This is not who we are.
We're like, yeah, no.
This is not what we're about.
Like, that's not who we are.
Was it spam? Was it legit? Like, did we ever figure out, like, what the...
I don't know.
Do you still have the email? Maybe we can go back and, like, seek it out.
No, I definitely don't have the email.
So, like, every, like, 3 or 4 months, we'll get, like, an email about, like, someone wanted us to reach out to them to interview them for the podcast. Mm-hmm. And there was, like, one recently. It was, like, this, like, young, like, 12-year-old girl who, like, had, like, Olympic dreams or something, and she wanted to tell her story. And all I could think was, does she fucking listen to this podcast? Because there's fucking no way in hell this fucking 12-year-old girl's mother listened to our podcast. It was like,
yeah,
we need our daughter to be on that show. That fucking show.
Yeah, like, oh my god, no. Because, like, the person who sent that email sent us one, like, a few months before. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, when you forwarded it to me, I'm like, wait a minute. Did this D-bag email us already?
I'm like, I don't know. I just thought it was funny that there was, like, a 12-year-old girl who wanted to be, like, an Olympic skier. Like, wanted to be interviewed by Patrick M. Dunn and Kat Halstead, the author.
It's like, you do not...
We were literally just, like, talking about...
Like, do you know what our podcast is? Obviously not.
Do you know where our conversations go to sometimes? I get yelled at on a daily fucking basis.
Like, okay, put it like this. I listened to one of Patrick's other podcasts. I had to turn it off because I was so disgusted.
Exactly.
And, like, embarrassed to be listening to it with earbuds in while I was in line at the Dollar Tree. I was like, oh my god.
Listen to the Calendar Girl episode of Wine and Twin Bros for context, in which we talk about Ryan.
Do not listen to that, guys. It's nasty.
Ryan Murphy.
It's nasty.
Ryan Murphy presents American Horror Story 90210 with Jessica Lange as Cindy Walsh.
Oh god,
Dylan. Hello, Dylan.
I'm, like, just traumatized.
I have another question for you. Welcome back, Kotter related.
Okay.
Do you think that Mr. Kotter is a catch?
Huh.
If you were a single lady in the 70s, you're a single lady in the 70s, you're at a singles bar, just hanging out at a singles bar, drinking your, I don't know, your gimlet, whatever the fuck single Kat Halstead drinks.
What the fuck did people drink in the 70s? That's a good question.
Smoking a Newport Light at the singles bar in Brooklyn, and in comes strolling fucking Mr. Kotter himself, and sat down at the stool. He ordered a fucking bourbon on the rocks or something. Would you glance over to the left?
Okay.
All right.
Let's paint a picture here, okay? It's the 1970s. I'm at the bar. I'm drinking
the singles bar.
Grasshopper.
Whoa!
I'm drinking a grasshopper.
What's a grasshopper?
Okay.
What's that?
You don't know the grasshopper?
No.
It is a sweet mint-flavored after-dinner drink.
Ooh, an after-dinner drink.
Yes, it's got creme de menthe and creme de cocoa.
I stand.
And some fresh cream.
I steam. I mean, I stand. I'm like, I steam.
Like, oh my God. So I'm drinking my grasshopper. I'm sitting there, looking around. This guy comes up. He's not unattractive. Especially when we consider the style of the 70s. We have to take that into consideration. Okay?
Okay.
He's pretty, average for a 70s guy. And, he makes you laugh.
I see it.
So you're like, okay, yeah, you can buy me another grasshopper. And then, he's a gentleman. He, walks you to your car. He asks for your number. And then he actually calls you. And he asks you to go get a light supper, nothing too fancy schmancy, but nothing too low end either, kind of just a nice little meal.
I feel like he would take you to I bet you he knows a great Chinese restaurant, like a hidden hidden gem.
Yes.
Get some kung pao chicken.
I was literally thinking either a hole in the wall Italian restaurant or a night that great Chinese place that only the locals know about.
It's down an alleyway.
He's not the kind of guy you're going to be chasing after, but he's the kind of guy who's going to be a fucking gentleman and treat you right, and he's going to win you over and you're going to fall in love with him.
And about every 2 hours.
And he's going to be making a decent living, and then you're like, okay, yeah, I'll have twin girls with him. And live in Brooklyn. And
about every 2 hours, he tells you a joke, a very detailed joke about, did I ever tell you about my cousin Gabriel? And then just goes on to this long-winded joke. Mm-hmm. I swear, the episode that we did, we get 3 scenes where it's him and his wife, and it's basically just a filler scene, and he's just telling a joke to his wife.
Yeah.
It's probably from his stand-up act at the time, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's what he says on the stage.
Yeah, they're from his stand-up.
Yeah, he had to kind of intermingle these things in because he was probably still... They're kind of doing that Jerry Seinfeld thing.
Yes.
Well, actually, Jerry Seinfeld was doing the Gabe Kaplan thing, but
yes.
They're kind of doing that thing where it's I'm going to throw in my jokes into the show, and, people will see that. And, maybe when they're looking through their local newspaper and they see that Gabe Kaplan's coming to town this weekend, they're going to go buy tickets and go down to the local Ha-Ha joint and watch us. Watch him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with you. I think on a scale of 5, out of 10, he's a 5 out of 10 on the attractive scale. Mm-hmm. But on the catch scale, I'm going to give him a high 8. He's going to get a high 8.
He's an actual honest, nice guy. He's not one of those, fake nice guys who thinks he's a nice guy and deserves some woman. No, he's the guy who's oh, I really like you. I'm going to treat you right because that's how you deserve to be treated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he's good with kids. We already know that he's great with kids. He has...
Yes, exactly.
He's shaping young minds. He's taking care of the kids who people threw out. These people were these kids are garbage.
Exactly.
These kids are trash. They're literally going to be trash men.
And, okay, Julie does get very frustrated that the sweat hogs just drop by all the time. They don't even come in through a door. They come in through the freaking window fire escape. And there's a point where she's ready to leave Gabe because she just can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up because this definitely happens at least twice in this episode. We get HORSHACK just drops by unannounced. He's just chilling out on the fire escape. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the sweat hogs come in at a separate time.
Yeah, okay.
If this happened today,
let's talk.
If this happened today, if students just showed up at a teacher's house,
scandal.
Oh, this would be scandal. This would be parents all over America would be sharing this story on Facebook on their Facebook timelines in disgust, and you would have just parents arguing with each other in the comment section over whether or not this was appropriate or not, and. I don't know, think about the children, that's all I gotta say. Then, a few days later, after, the initial shock has settled down, then we get, weird memes about it.
Yeah.
Because that's just how the world works today. It's everyone's in shock, and then there's just weird memes about it.
Yes. Okay, so, how does this episode start, Patrick?
All right, so we did Season 1, Episode 16. I don't know how to say the name of the episode. It's like written in Italian or something. I don't know if you know how to pronounce it.
Arrivederci, HORSHACK.
There you go. It's
Arrivederci.
That's what it's called.
HORSHACK.
All right. So the episode opens up, and we kind of just get Kotter and Julie. Mr. Kotter's just doing his like stand-up act. He just tells a joke. It's not really that hilarious, but I don't know. Maybe on 1976 standards, it was haha funny. And
okay, about the like, okay, like Julie's like, Julie kind of goes, okay, like she thinks her husband's funny, but not as funny as he thinks he is, kind of thing. I think is the best way to describe her reaction to his jokes.
Yeah, like, do you know what I'm thinking of? I remember, I want to say like 7th or 8th grade, I had a teacher that thought he was funny, and he would kind of say Mr. Kotter-like jokes. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
they weren't jokes that I would repeat because I thought they were ridiculously funny. But in the context of the classroom, you would kind of maybe chuckle a little bit, but you wouldn't belly laugh.
Yeah.
You'd just go, huh, just because, you know, you're in a different mindset. It's just light dad joke humor. Dad jokes. That's exactly what Mr. Kotter is. He's like king of the dad jokes.
Yeah.
Good for him. Mr. Kotter, Gabe Kaplan created the dad joke. So we come back from the very familial open credits. The John Sebastian song, Welcome Back, which was a radio hit for a while, I think. You can download the song on iTunes.
Yes, it went to number 1.
Yeah. So we come back.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. As a kid, I had a record with a bunch of like 70s theme songs that were like radio hits.
Yeah. And this wasn't...
So it's like Welcome Back, Kotter, Laverne and Shirley, stuff like that.
Welcome Back wasn't a song that was like already created and then picked for the show. It was specifically written for the show, and then it just became a hit.
Yeah.
Which is how things used to happen back in the day. Now it's like, you know what, we're just going to find a song that already exists and just make it a theme song.
And you're lucky if you even get like opening credits to a TV show these days.
All right. So we come back.
So you know what show had a good like opening credit sequence? The Ranch on Netflix.
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to throw this out there. I've never seen The Ranch. Never seen an ep.
Hold up. You haven't watched The Ranch?
No.
Oh my God, Patrick, you are missing out.
All right.
It's so good.
We're playing the game. We're playing the good... You ready for a good son scenario?
Okay.
The Ranch and Police Academy 4 are wrestling near a cliff, and they both happen to fall over while you're nearby having a picnic and thumbing through a In Touch magazine. You only have enough arm strength to either pull up The Ranch on Netflix or Police Academy 4. Who do you save?
The Ranch.
The Ranch on Netflix? You're saving The Ranch on Netflix? Whoa! Controversy corner.
Okay, I'm just going to say, I think it's some of Ashton Kutcher's best work.
Really? You haven't seen The Butterfly Effect? Or his pristine work on Dude, Where's My Car? Or that movie where he's in Europe with Brittany Murphy and he drives a smart car? I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's a great movie.
Oh, gosh.
I almost said Love Actually, but that's not it.
No, he's not in Love Actually. He's in Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, which we did for the podcast.
We totally did. Totally did. Shout out to Sarah Jessica Parker and is Sofia Vergara in it? I feel like she is for some reason.
No, she is in Valentine's Day.
I don't know.
No. She is in New Year's Eve. That's right. No, she is in New Year's Eve because she's Katherine Heigl's assistant, and Katherine Heigl's the caterer at the party where Bon Jovi's supposed to be performing. And he and Katherine Heigl used to be lovers, and they broke up.
Could you imagine a world, living in a world where fucking Sofia Vergara is Katherine Heigl's assistant? Katherine Heigl's assistant is Sofia Vergara. Like, if that was a real world and I lived in it, I would just find the doomsday button and just fucking hit that thing like 40 times, because I don't think I could live in that world where Katherine Heigl has Sofia Vergara for an assistant. Oh, I was just had a heart attack thinking about that.
Oh my God. I feel like, you know what? It's fucking snowing out today. I don't have to go into work. I might just make it a fucking movie day. Pull out some DVDs and watch some fucking classics.
Sofia Vergara Fridays. Ashton Kutcher month. It's Ashton Kutcher month here at the podcast. We're going to watch all the classics.
Hey, we could do that.
All right.
We actually could. You know,
Get ready, girls. Get ready.
Watch it.
Fucking.
You want a theme month? I'm gonna give you a theme month.
Let's do it. Let's. All right. Once we get through a batch of episodes, we're gonna do Ashton Kutcher month. We're gonna watch The Ranch. We're gonna watch. I
literally wrote it down.
Okay.
So
it's coming.
Boom.
It's coming, girls. It's coming. All right.
It's coming.
We're back from the theme song. We're in the classroom, the familial classroom. Mr. Cotter's acting out.
Room 11.
Mr. Cotter's acting out some weird play about Thomas Alva Edison, in which I guess Satan shows up at Mr. Edison's house and bothers Thomas Edison while he's trying to make the phonograph. But Mr. Edison's mom answers the phone, and she's kind of like the doorkeeper. It's a really weird thing, but I kind of dug it because we got the fine improv skills of Gabe Kaplan.
Yeah, I dug it. And you know what? Here's the thing. The Sweat Hogs got it, and they learned something from it.
Yeah, they learned that Thomas Alva Edison invented the phonograph. Hold on.
Yeah.
I liked that Mr. Kotter called it the saga. Yes, the saga of Thomas Alva Edison. Like it's a Star Wars saga or something. Yeah. The Rise of Skywalker. The Rise of Edison.
Fucking Star Wars.
Oh, I love it. Where's Baby Yoda or Baby Thomas Edison? I want to see that. I want to see that on my timeline.
Baby Yoda is cute.
He is. He's adorable. We're going to adopt him. All right. So the play wraps up. The little short improv play wraps up. And then in comes Mr. Woodman.
Mm-hmm.
And he has an announcement to make. He has a piece of paper in his hand or a folder. I don't know. He has something in his hand. And he's like, oh, Mr. Kotter, since you came to our school, you were assigned the task of just raising the intelligence level of all these remedial kids. And it looks like you're doing a good job. So the time has come. The time has come to remove one of your remedial students. And we're going to put him into... And he says the word regular classroom, which is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Kind of shitty thing to say.
It's time for him to join the real world. Like, Woodman is total fucking asshole.
Fuck you, Mr. Woodman. So, everyone's kind of perks up because they're all kind of oh, someone's going into the regular classroom. And Mr. Kotter, he actually, it's a proud moment for him. He's like, oh, fuck. He's like, I did my job. I got to these kids. So, they look at Mr. Woodman. They want him to announce a name. So he pulls out his folder. He shuffles through some papers and he's like, looks like the one that's going into the real world is a one Arnold HORSHACK. And HORSHACK literally faints. He just faints on the ground.
Yeah, he goes, and they're like, what the he falls on the floor.
Face first.
They're like, Arnold, wake up. Arnold, wake up.
Yeah, they're tapping his face, splashing water at him, just whatever they can do to get him to wake up. And he pops up and he's like, can Mr. Woodman, can you repeat what you just said? And he's like, it looks like you're going to the regular class. And he re-faints.
Yeah.
You would think this would be a moment for celebration, but it's not. The Sweat Hogs are kind of shook.
I mean...
They're not happy about this development.
They're not, because they don't know what to do without each other. Like I said before, they need each other.
Yeah, they're all they're a machine together. They're a Power Rangers combined dinosaur fighting monster machine. And if you take out one part, the machine's going to fall apart.
They're Voltron!
Voltron. Yeah, they're Voltron. Or Voltron. Yeah. Basically, Power Rangers is just a ripoff of Voltron anyway. So,
yeah.
It's like you can't take out the leg of Voltron.
Exactly.
Because then Voltron won't be able to fight the other Voltron things. So...
Yeah.
And, they always try to replace a Power Ranger when one, leaves the show, and it never works out. It's not quite the same. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like they all can't be Valerie Malone's. No. So...
They can't all be Tommies. They can't all be the Green-White Ranger,
So it's like, you know what? How can you replace HORSHACK? You can't. You fucking can't.
And, here's the thing. How are the other three supposed to, survive without HORSHACK? And that's what this whole episode is that Arnold doesn't know how to cope without them, and they don't know how to, make it through a day without, which is, kind of really codependent and stuff, but at the same time, they're so bonded.
They're young. They need each other.
Yeah.
They're basically like outcasts, and
Yeah.
this. All right, let's be real. This is gonna be if Mr. Kotter didn't show up, if we didn't get Kotter welcome back into the school, these kids would have stood zero chance in the real world. I think
Oh, yeah.
they would have peaked in high school. They probably all would have just kind of bummed around Brooklyn for a while. They would have just drift from job to job, just kind of. They wouldn't have dreams. They wouldn't have aspirations. They wouldn't reach for stuff.
They would not believe that they could do something in this world.
Exactly. And then in comes Mr. Kotter. Welcome. He's welcome back to this community. He tried to be a NBA basketball player, but I don't know. He hurt his knee or something. I don't fucking know what happened. He came back.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
I guess when you cannot do, teach. Is that what the old adage?
Yeah.
So.
Well, okay, this is the way I kind of started thinking about it. Is like, what do freaking, like, star athletes even major in college?
Liberal arts?
You know?
Business?
Like, I think a lot, like, they're gonna be, like, geared towards the easy majors. So you get a lot of, whatever the athletics guys think are the easy majors. Like, oh yeah, you should just go do, like, education classes. Those will be a breeze. You won't have to, like, worry too much. You know, you won't be here for very long because you'll get drafted into the NFL or the NBA or whatever, you know?
Yeah, in about 2 years, you're going to be scooped out of here. You're going to play for the Detroit Pistons. You're going to be a star player for the Pistons. Or you're going to grow up to be fucking Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson. I'm just going to start dropping basketball player names that I know. This is that segment of the podcast.
You're like, this is what I know.
Larry Bird.
I'm like, you pick Detroit, you don't pick Boston Celtics.
Detlef Schrempf. Robert Parrish. Danny Ainge. All right, enough, Patrick, I'm done.
I have no idea who any of these people are. I don't follow basketball. It's like the one sport I don't follow.
They literally pull HORSHACK out of the class immediately. Like, He leaves the classroom. Mr. Woodman just, like, takes him out. And then we get a short scene between Mr. Kotter and the rest of the Sweat Hogs, and they're just kind of talking about, like, you know, what their lives are going to be like. The bell rings, and the Sweat Hogs, like, run out, and they bump into, it's, like, literally, like, 2 minutes later, they bump into HORSHACK, like, still in the hallway, and they act like it's been 20 years since they've last seen each other.
HORSHACK's like, I missed you guys. I missed you guys so much, guys. Oh, my God. You don't know what it's like in the real world. It's awful. I don't want to do it. I want to be with you guys.
So they concoct this plan where I guess they're trying to, I guess at first they're going to say like HORSHACK is going to pretend he's not that bright. Mm-hmm. This is the kind of thing they're going to go with at first. But then, I don't know, they decide against it for some reason. And then they decide this other plan where they want Mr. Kotter to beg to have HORSHACK back. Is that what happens?
Something like that.
So,
and Mr. Kotter's like, guys, I can't do that. You gotta let HORSHACK thrive and...
Yeah, HORSHACK's wings, his broken wings have mended.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna fly away from the nest. But you know what? This is a TV show, and we can't have a spin-off of HORSHACK in the non-remedial classes, so we have to get him back together with his gang. So what happens? HORSHACK shows up at... Actually, no, hold on.
No.
We cut over over to the apartment.
Hold on. No, Mr. Kotter tells the boys, the Sweat Hogs, that, you know, you guys need to let HORSHACK go. If you guys have to be mean to him so that he can accept that he's no longer part of the remedial class and he goes to, like, try and make new friends in the regular class or whatever, then that's what you have to do.
Which is kind of like shitty advice. I'm just going to throw this out there because you know what?
Yeah, it was like...
Because you know what?
Yeah.
They can still be friends.
So then, like, HORSHACK's just lost and alone, and he doesn't know what's going on in the world. His friends won't talk to him. None of the regular class kids will talk to him. It's awful. It's awful.
I love that Kat Halstead is busting out her Brooklyn accent for this podcast.
Well, I'm not from Brooklyn, but I'll do it.
You sound like Nicole from Big Brother 21.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
That was a compliment. Strong Island Nicole.
You might think that was a compliment, but it was not. Remember, I hated her.
That is true. That is true. Sorry, Nicole, if you're listening.
Annoyed the fuck out
I
of me.
liked you. I stan you. We can talk, but we're not hanging out with Kat because she won't come to lunch with us. She won't have a cute lunch with us and get some, I don't know, tapas. We're getting tapas. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we come back over to the apartment, and we get I guess it's like a cold day. Julie's like,
it's fucking freezing out.
Julie is like wearing sweatpants, a sweatshirt, layers, like a winter hat. She's got mittens on. She's freezing. Mr. Cotter's in like, I don't know, like sweats and a t-shirt. She's like screaming at him because the heat's not working.
No, he's in like jeans and a t-shirt.
Okay. Well, she's screaming at him because the heat's not working. And so he goes like, all right, why don't you just go downstairs to the basement and talk to the super? And she's like, I ain't going down there. There's like hairy things down there. And he's like, no, you shouldn't be afraid of the Mrs. Super or Mrs. Schmigler. 'Cause I think Schmigler was the name of the superintendent of the building. So, you know, it's 1970s, so it's the man who's got to go down to the basement level at the apartment and talk to the super. And I like the idea that the super just hangs out in the basement all day. That just kind of tickled me pink.
I mean, okay, so my thought is that the super's apartment is probably like on the lowest floor.
Near the boiler room.
No, I'm sure it's like a nice little basement apartment, but because, you know, they want to like rent out the nice apartments to people who are going to pay, it's not like the nice apartment upstairs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but still, I just picture some Freddy Krueger-like basement where it's just boiler rooms and it's like that like orange glow and it's like hot and steamy and that the super's just down there just chilling on his couch watching, I don't know, Happy Days, what the fuck was popular at that time. So Mr. Kotter goes down there and Mrs. Kotter, Julie's relieved, and she turns around, she looks out the window, and who's just fucking sitting there is HORSHACK, just staring in the window.
Yeah.
And
it's so creepy.
She's surprised, but at the same time, she's not surprised, because this is something that probably happens on a daily basis, let's be real. Students just dropping by unannounced, because, hey, they can.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, these kids are always dropping by, and they always come in through the window.
She opens the window, lets him in, and he's like, Mrs. Kotter, you gotta have your husband beg for me to come back into the remedial class. The sweat hogs need me. Oh, and she like, I feel like she doesn't really know what's going on. Like, she's like, what? What do I gotta do?
Yeah, she like has no clue what's up. She's like, what the? She's like, how did you know I would be alone? She's like, he's like, I turned off the heat.
I knew that your husband would go down and yell at the super to get the heat back on. Which, it's, you know what? Scary move, HORSHACK. But like, she doesn't bat an eyelash. She's just kind of like, oh, okay, touche.
Like,
yeah,
it's totally diabolical. But you know what? Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. Is my boyfriend has this habit of leaving the window open when it's like freezing cold outside. And the way the, like, draft comes in from the window is always, like, right towards where, like, I sit. So we'll be, like, watching Frasier, and he'll open the window, and, like, I'll let him have it open for a little bit, and then I, like, get cold, and I start shivering, and he's like, why are you cold? I'm like, it's 12 degrees outside, and you're letting the cold air in.
That's probably why you're sick.
Exactly. I told him that, too.
Your boyfriend's trying to kill you. Is this the Lifetime Movie of the Week?
God, I hope not. He's not going to get anything from me.
He's trying to inherit your share of Salty Rock Media. He's trying to take over the empire.
Yeah, as if I...
He's Kylo Ren. I love it. You know what? Next week, when Kat's out of the hospital with pneumonia, it's going to be me and your boyfriend doing a podcast. We're going to be talking about fucking Police Academy 4 when you're not here.
Jeez, great.
You're on a breathing machine.
Fabulous.
On a ventilator. I love it. I stand.
Okay.
All right.
So
now what happens? What happens on Welcome Back, Kotter?
Mrs. Kotter is like trying to like understand what is going on with HORSHACK, and she's like, well, I can't make Gabe do anything, you know. And then, but he's like begging and he's pleading because he's not where he wants to be. He feels alone. He just feels like shit right now, which is understandable because like all his friends have deserted him. and the other kids won't talk to him. And, like, he's leaving.
Yeah, and he doesn't realize that it's, like, this plot against him.
He, like, I'm pretty sure he leaves just as Mr. Kotter shows back up.
I have a question. I have a hot question for you.
Yes.
Do you think this episode took place over the span of days?
Yes.
Or HORSHACK is just crazy that this just all happened in the same day?
No, I think it's a few days. There's a few days.
Okay, so we kind of we get little side adventures of HORSHACK just struggling in his regular people class, quote unquote.
Yeah, in the real world.
You know what?
And you get the sweat hogs like depressed and missing HORSHACK because he's like part of the glue that holds them all together.
I would love just to see HORSHACK just in the other classroom. I picture it's like that episode of The Simpsons where Bart cheats on a test and he goes into like the smart person class and he like mixes the chemicals together and the school blows up.
Oh yeah.
Like that's what I'm picturing HORSHACK, and I just want to see that. Like like a 5-minute scene. Doesn't have to be that long.
Totally what HORSHACK.
Yeah, he's in like chemistry class and he just mixes two things together and all of a sudden everyone in the classroom's green.
It's like HORSHACK back to Cotter's class.
Yeah, get out of here. I love it. I stand.
Yeah, so then, like, just, like, a minute, not even, like, a minute after HORSHACK's gone. Like, the heat's coming on, Gabe and Julie are, like, trying to talk, and then the window just opens, and the other 3 sweat hogs just come in.
Yeah, they bust in.
And Cotter's like, I should just install a door where my window is, because you guys don't use the door.
Or how about, you know what? Why don't they put the fire escape ladder up a little bit higher so they can't pull it down?
I feel like these kids would have a way around that.
Yeah, they would have like some kind of grappling hook. They got some like weird Batman-like skills.
Like Freddy is on Barbarito's shoulders, like pulling the fire escape ladder down.
Oh yeah, they're doing like 10 fingers and climbing on each other. They have like 3 guys.
Yeah.
Oh god, I love it. I want to see that. I want to see that scene.
I could totally see Freddy sitting on Barbarito's shoulders and pulling the thing down.
Yeah, because they're both pretty fucking tall. And
yeah,
they're the only 2 people who could probably support each other. I feel like Juan would be too heavy for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's a little muscular.
Yes, exactly.
Ooh, yeah.
And I feel like even like depending on how high it is, like I feel like Juan would just be out of reach.
Oh yeah, like you know what? He'd be like 3 inches short.
Yeah.
I feel like 3 inches short is Juan's mantra. Let's be real.
So,
especially when he hangs out with Vinny and Boom Boom and HORSHACK.
It's like the 3 sweat hogs, and there's one of the girls from the class who is played by oh gosh, what is her name? I want to say
it's that unofficial like lady sweat hog that appears here and there.
Like you see her and you recognize her. I think she's on General Hospital right now. I could be wrong.
What's her character's name? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Hotsy Totsy? Is that who you're talking about?
It's not Hotsy Totsy. It's Vernee Watson who plays Verna Jean Williams.
Okay, Vernee Watson.
And she is currently on General Hospital.
Okay, she also appeared in episodes of NCIS, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sister Sister, ER, The X-Files, Days of Our Lives, Malcolm in the Middle, Criminal Minds, What's Happening, Young Sheldon, Southland, and Batman, the Animated Series. Ooga. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Gal pal material.
And they're all like, well, basically, they're like coming to Mr. Kotter to be like, Mr. Kotter, can we please stop being mean to HORSHACK? Like, that's literally what Verna Jean says. Can we please stop being mean to HORSHACK now? And Julie's kind of like, whoa, wait, hold up. Bitch, what have you been doing? The way she looks at Gabe. Like, what are you doing to these kids?
Yep, the truth comes out. The truth is out there. It's revealed. We find out that Mr. Kotter himself, good old trusty Mr. Kotter, masterminded this fucking plan to have the 3 remaining sweat hogs be mean on purpose, on fucking purpose, to HORSHACK, to isolate him. All I have to say is, if a teacher ever said that today to a student, there'd be fucking hell, hath, and fury.
Oh, yeah. There'd be like, oh, so much outrage.
Oh, blowout. There'd be a fucking...
Oh, for real.
Twitter would be shook. Facebook moms? Ugh. Those Facebook moms would be on there typing fucking 300 words per minute. You'd hear there'd be fucking smoke coming out of those keyboards.
Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I kind of want to go on to Reddit.
Yeah.
And go into the Am I the Asshole thread and make a post. I'm a teacher. one of my kids got promoted out of the class, and I told the other kids to be mean to him. Am I the asshole?
Let's do it, girl. Let's do it. We'll post the screenshots on Instagram.
Oh my god.
Or we should just go on there. You know what? You know what we should just do? Just like every week go on there, create a new account, and just post like
Whatever.
a plot summary from Welcome Back Kotter, and just see how long it takes for someone to pick up on it.
Yeah.
2020, Am I the Asshole game?
Or just like whatever stupid plot of whatever show we're doing.
Or that, because you know what? When we get to some of these older sitcoms, there's always some like weird, borderline, problematic shit going on, so.
Yeah.
It's real. It's real. All right. How does this wrap up, Cat Hall, said the author? How does this wrap up? We're running out of time.
They come up with a plan to get HORSHACK back. And they make up a play to show Mr. Woodman about how HORSHACK is needed in the Sweat Hogs class, you know? Kotter, dressed up as HORSHACK, doing a perfect HORSHACK impersonation. And then Arnold fucking comes in the room and is like, it's like mirror image of these two. It's fucking amazing as they do the, oh, and like all the like, all that stuff.
My favorite part of this, though, is that
It's great.
the real HORSHACK gets right up into Gabe Kotter's face, and he's looking into it, and then HORSHACK touches Mr. Kotter's mustache, and he's like, I don't remember growing a mustache.
It's amazing. I love it.
I think he thought he was looking into a mirror. Like, legitimately.
Probably. Oh my god. Like, I mean, Gabe had it down. He had like the exact same long ass scarf. Like, HORSHACK wears the longest scarf I've ever seen.
All right. It was like wrapped around his neck a few times, and it was still dangling, like past his knees. It was just,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? It's
Yeah.
like it was a thin scarf too. It's like I don't even think it would keep you warm. It looks like it was like
Yeah.
belt thin.
Yeah, it was pretty thin.
It's those things like ninjas tie around their foreheads. That's how thin it was, but longer, like a long version of that. Something you'd see like a G.I. Joe ninja would have.
It's like the kind of it looks sort of like the headscarf the hippie girls would tie around their head, and then it would dangle down the side.
Oh yeah, the thing that like all those Lana Del Rey girls are into these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so they do the play. Mr. Woodman is like, you know what? You're right. The Sweat Hogs need each other. The school needs the Sweat Hogs. We need them together. Together they'll fight crime or clean up the community or whatever it is that the Sweat Hogs do when I'm not around. And Arnold HORSHACK is demoted back to the remedial class, and the universe has balance again. The universe is balanced out.
Yeah.
All is well. The Sweat Hogs aren't going to be up all night, like tossing and turning in their beds, wondering, you know, what their lives are going to be like now that the leg is missing out of their Voltron robot.
Yeah.
No, the world is restored. They can now fight other Voltron robots, and everything's great. Everything's gravy. And Gabe Kaplan has time for one more joke to his wife. He goes home, busts out another joke. Everyone laughs. Credits roll. And see you next week.
Exactly. Yay!
For another wild adventure with the Sweat Hogs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Loved it. All right. On a scale out of 1 out of 5 long-ass HORSHACK scarves, how many long-ass HORSHACK scarves would you give this episode?
3.
I'm going to agree with you. You know what? There's definitely better episodes of Welcome Back Kotter. This just happened to be like one of the few that we could find.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do the one where they weren't going to let Boom Boom play on the basketball team because, he was failing a class, but I couldn't find it. And then I also thought about the flu episode where
Yeah, I couldn't find that one either.
And there was an episode where they all get the flu, but Kat, I don't know, you didn't want to do that one. You were like, you know what? I just got over the flu. I don't need that.
I am still... Okay. I got sick right before Christmas. And I was just starting to feel better, like, the week we recorded Brothers and Sisters. Because it would come in fucking waves.
Which was, like, the end of January.
Yeah, like, legitimately, like, I was sick. I lost my voice. I could barely move for, like, a week. Like, I took days off work. I never fucking take days off work. Like, I took, like, a fucking week off work. And then, like, I only worked a couple days, like, here and there because I was still feeling like crap. And, like, there was a day I was at work for, like, a long day, and I was just, like, I could barely make it through my next shift the next day.
Dead to the world.
Like, I was just like, I was still doped up on cold medicine. And then I started to feel better for a few days. And then I got fucking sick again. I started coughing like crazy. Like, awful. And then I started to feel better. And then I fucking got sick again. And, like, I was chugging Theraflu as the only way to get, like, anywhere near.
Yeah, Ger was too tired to tweet. That's how bad she was. I was, like, tweeting you, and you weren't even replying because you were dying.
I would just, like, okay. Like, one night, I fucking came out to the living room to take my medicine because it was, like, out here, not in the bedroom, and I had to get something to drink with it. Because it's, like, Mucinex, so it's, like, those big-ass fucking horse pills that taste like crap. And then you smell for, like, days afterwards. And, like, I took that, and I took some Tylenol, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to bed in a few minutes. I fucking woke up like 5 hours later with a blanket over me because I passed out on the couch and my boyfriend found me out here and put a blanket over me.
Wowzers.
Yeah. And okay, I want to point out I'm the girl who has to take sleeping pills to fall asleep.
Yeah. We learned, that's a fun fact that we learned all about Kat Halstead in the last like 6 months of this podcast. She's got and the after school special movie of your life. It's going to be Kat Halstead, the podcast and author. Addicted to fucking Tylenol PM.
Yep.
Excedrin PM. All right. What's your go-to brand?
Tylenol PM.
Ooh, I stand a Tylenol queen. Take a Tylenol. Yeah, come back of the century. Yeah. Thank you, Cher. All right. All right.
Take a Tylenol.
Any last-minute thoughts on Welcome Back, Kotter? I'm Gabe Kaplan. John Travolta, Vinnie Barberini, Freddie Boom Boom Washington. Hotsy Totsy.
You know what? It can be a little hard to watch. It definitely does not hold up as well as some other shows.
Yeah, it didn't get the syndication. It kind of, like, syndication of it died in the 80s. Like, I don't really remember seeing it in the 90s at all.
Like, our introduction to it was when Nick at Night got it.
Yeah, and it wasn't even on Nick at Night for that long either. I think only, like, maybe a year.
Nope.
If even that.
Yeah.
I feel like it came and went. It just, like... It came in, it was like, hey, Welcome Back, Kotter's on after this episode of Bewitched. And then, like, you know, like a month later, I went to watch Welcome Back, Kotter after an episode of Bewitched, and I don't know, fucking the Donna Reed show was on. I was like, where the fuck's that? Where's my sweat hogs?
It's like, I wanted to watch more of Vinnie Barbarino and HORSHACK and all their, like, great one-liners.
Yeah, just went the way of the dinosaur.
You know?
We found a few episodes on Daily Motion, so you can enjoy it in all its glory, all its 70s glory. Glory holes. So enjoy, find it, love it, play with it, do whatever you want to do to it, because it's there. And you know what? It's available on iTunes. You can buy it. You can buy the I bought season 1 on iTunes for pretty cheap, like $10 maybe. You can watch them all.
Yeah.
And the show was only on for like 4 seasons, I think, because I think John Travolta became a star. He left the show.
Okay, so yeah, like. Yeah, because while he was on Welcome Back, Kotter, he did Grease. Which is, like, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Not as good as Grease 2. Though.
Oh, my God. He did Saturday Night Fever. And so, like, his career was really, like, taken off at this point. So he left during season 4. Season 4 was, like, really bad. That's the season they brought on Bo because they were losing John Travolta. They still need, like, a heartthrob guy. And then it's also Gabe Kaplan was in, like, contract issue negotiations with the producers. So you barely actually even see Mr. Kotter during season 4. You get Julie working at the school teaching and Woodman's teaching. It's crazy.
Yeah, it kind of took a weird turn. Mm-hmm. Those are the episodes you don't really see a lot in syndication either, I remember. You never see those ones.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the show just, like, they were like, you know what, fuck it, ABC just canceled it. They're like, this is too much of a hassle. We lost John Travolta. Mm-hmm. He's now crossed over to the movie world. He's in cinema. He's going to be a big star. Mm-hmm. He's gone. And, I don't know, Gabe Kaplan's being a dick. And, yeah. So, goodbye, Mr. Kotter, forever.
It's like, we won't see Travolta on a TV show until Ryan Murphy has him play Robert Shapiro.
I totally got, I remember when Dangerous Minds, the movie came out with Michelle Pfeiffer. I remember watching that and just getting, like, major Welcome Back, Kotter vibes from Dangerous Minds. And I was like, ooh, I dig. So shout out to Michelle Pfeiffer for being a lady Kotter. Shout out to her.
I can see it.
Ooga. All right.
Oh my gosh, Dangerous Minds. God, I wonder how that movie holds up.
You know what? I didn't really even like it that much at the time. The soundtrack was definitely way better than the movie.
Yeah.
But I still dug it. I mean...
Oh yeah, the fucking soundtrack, dude. Okay, Coolio's song, every fucking dance in like the 8th grade, me and my friends, like that would be like the start of the dance. And I remember just like walking in and I was like friends with guys and they were always like, yeah, woo. And I'm like, you guys are so fucking white.
Throwing up their gang symbols.
We live in fucking upscale New Jersey.
Yeah, you're in Winona, New Jersey, named after Winona Ryder.
No. I didn't grow up in Winona, New Jersey. That doesn't even exist.
Where's Winona?
In Minnesota.
Oh. Never mind. I'll cut that part out. All right. What are we doing next week, Cat Also the Author? What wild TV show are we finally dipping into the first time after like kind of talking about it and doing things that are associated around it for the last 5 years?
Okay. This is like one of our most favorite things in the world to talk about. We have discussed it multiple times, but we have never actually done an episode of the show. We are finally going to do an episode of Gilligan's Island.
Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face, and I just cannot describe it. Whoa.
Did you get that part?
All right, yeah. So if you listen to the podcast, you know that we've always done an episode like of something else that includes characters, not just cast members, but characters from Gilligan's Island. And I don't know, we were just sitting down and like, you know, we should just fucking finally do Gilligan's Island. Let's just do it, get it over with.
Yeah.
And we're doing it. We're going to do it. And we're going to have a fun time. And who knows what episode we'll do. We'll pick one out. Maybe we'll do one where they almost leave the island, but then something happens at the end and they're stuck there. AKA every episode, I think. Right?
I'm like, that's like every episode.
All right. So join us next week. When Kat's not coughing as much, hopefully. And we're talking about Ginger, Marianne, the professor,
Fingers crossed.
the millionaires, and the movie star. Whatever, you know it. We don't need to say it. All right.
And the rest.
All right. Where can you follow our wild adventures, Cat Also the Author? Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at VeryPodcast. You can find us on Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook at A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept imitations.
No.
You can find us at averyspecialpodcast.com, saltyrockmedia.com. You can find us on iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Podcast Addict, pretty much any podcast streaming device program you have. So, yeah.
So do it. And as always, girl,
Bye!
watch the skies for Arnold HORSHACK climbing up a fire escape to the Cotter's apartment in the sky.
Oh, Mr. Kotter!
Ooh, we got a sound clip at the end. I stand.